welcome back. You made it. You made it to the final video. Congratulations, virtual high five. I'm proud of you. Let's talk about growth. There is a concept. I know I've mentioned it in some of my videos. If you're one of my coaching students, we've talked about this concept quite a bit. In my mind, in any profession, you have two paths that you can go down when it comes to growth. Either you have more time than you have money, or you have more money than you have time. That is true with everything in life. Either I have more time than I have money, or I have more money than I have time. So as a doctor, as a dentist, you need to look at your situation. And I found that many of the doctors that are going through this process usually have more time than they have money. And that's okay. That's not a slam. That's not you're not doing things right or you're not successful. But right now you have more time than you have money. And the reason for that is because of the maturity of the practice and the maturity of your career. And you might be at the end of your career and you have more time than you have money. Because one thing that happens is that a lot of doctors that we're working with kind of went through the wave, and they were 40, 45 years old or so, and then the economy kind of went back the other direction. Marketing changed dramatically from super traditional marketing, I'm in the yellow pages, I'm in all these places, to, okay, now I got to understand digital marketing and all this stuff. And they were at a stage where it's like, oh, I can't learn all this new stuff. And so all of a sudden their patients start either dying, like they age out, or they're going somewhere else because they have more nifty marketing, and they find themselves having more time than they have money. And that's a challenging situation. And some of you might be in that situation. I can tell you, cheer up. It's okay. There are options there. And if you don't feel like you have the time or the energy or the motivation to learn these fancy new digital marketing techniques, there are options out there. If you please talk to your coach, they can give you those options. Or, and the place that we want to get you to, even though we want you to be excellent marketers and do all this stuff, we want you to be the place where, frankly, you don't have time, right? You have a whole practice full of your ideal patients that we've identified throughout this process. We have a whole every operatory is full, and your schedule is completely full, and you're finding that you're 2, 3, 4 weeks out of your patients, and you physically don't have the time to do a lot of the stuff, but things are going good. Your profitability's high, the practice is going great, culture-wise you guys are great, you just have more money than time. It's a situation that I'm confident that you'll all be in eventually as you apply some of these methods. So let's talk about a couple of the different options that you can do depending on the path that you're on. So let's first talk about I have more time than I have money, because that's probably where many of you are at right now in your practice. So if you have more time than you have money, you need to invest in yourself, as you've done going through this marketing mastery system. But it's not over, right? There's so many new things to learn. As a matter of fact, as we are recording these videos, some of the methods that we use to gain more patients for our clients, they're changing. Facebook ads are changing. Almost every week, there's some other new tweak, new change, new tool that comes out, new method that's there. Google AdWords, again, there's a whole new options constantly that are changing, and it changes from market to market. Traditional marketing, right? How you do direct mail, how you do a radio ad, how you do a TV ad, they are constantly changing. And so you need to always have an attitude towards learning. You need to have the humility to sit down. If you've got a 2-hour gap in your schedule, don't get on Facebook, don't screw around on YouTube, or go to a YouTube that's actually going to teach you something about marketing. I've been a marketer for 20 years. This is all I've ever done in my career is marketing and helping companies be super successful. I still spend hours a day literally learning my craft, learning marketing, learning new techniques, because frankly, and you know how quickly this can happen, in 6 months, we might have a completely new marketing method that we all need to learn. Maybe the next Facebook is just around the corner, or maybe something dramatically happens with Facebook. If some of you that have been around for a while, do you remember MySpace? Remember how massive MySpace was? And then almost overnight, it was overtaken by another network because they had made some stumbling mistakes. Frankly, and at this moment of time, Facebook is in a little bit of a precarious situation. They're losing market share to other social networks. They're caught up in political garbage and all this stuff. And Facebook is becoming unfavorable for millennials specifically, and they're going to other networks. And so what those other networks are, I don't maybe necessarily know them yet, right? They're around the corner. And so it is your obligation, as long as you have more time than money, it is your obligation, your fiduciary responsibility to continue to learn those methods and what those new networks are and how you are going to maximize and monetize those opportunities for your practice. One thing I can guarantee you, that every single thing that comes out, every new social network, every new method of communicating, it's not for kicks and giggles, it's not for kitty cat videos, it's not to share your family photos, it's for the use of marketing and sales. Because that is what fills fills the coffers of the businesses that are making those networks. And so it doesn't matter if it's Pinterest, if it's Instagram, if it's Snapchat, whatever it is, there's always going to be an angle for you and your practice. And you'll have to evaluate based on that market profile, that psychographic analysis that we went through, whether those things are going to be working for you and your practice. Now, there is also a tremendous amount of resources out there training you in your industry. Dental Practice Insiders and Dr. Demographics, we do a free podcast, or I'm sorry, a free webinar every single week. And Scott goes over demographic and practice placement and practice profitability things. I go over marketing things. It's 100% free. And it's 30 minutes. And it's something that will keep the saw sharp for you. In addition to, there's hours and hours and hours of podcasts and books and resources that take time, right? Are very, very little money, but will take some time. Don't be afraid to invest in those. You're a business owner, okay? You're not just a clinician, you are a business owner. And the business owners that are successful invest their time wisely. And so that's my challenge to you, is to invest your time wisely. Keep investing in coaches and mentors as you can afford them. Invest into training programs such as this. Invest in those things as you can afford them, and you will find that your time to money ratio will get to where you want it to be. So now let's talk about those of you that have more money than time. There's a couple of recommendations that I want to make. Number one is that you have to become really, really good at hiring outsourced people, whether that's a marketer, whether that's an advertiser, whether that's whatever. You have to become really, really good at it. The cool thing about what all of you are going through right now is that you can really only manage what you understand. And so you're going through this process, you're going to understand your message, your unique selling position. You're going to understand that so much better than what most dentists and doctors are when they go through that process and they hire that outsourced partner. Your outsourced partner is going to be really, really crucial to the success of your practice, and they need to sync up with your message, your mission, your vision, all of those things. But if you don't know what those are, your outsourced partner is certainly not going to know what they are. And so they're going to be in the hammer nail situation, right? All they have is a hammer. Every problem looked like a nail, and they just go for it and they're spending your money. So we don't want that to happen. So you do need to become very good at hiring an outsourced partner. And And frankly, we are an outsourced partner for you. We provide, if you need more patients, we provide services specifically to get you new patients. If you're in a situation where you have no competition and patients are easy, we can help you position your practice in a way through social media and others to be able to do that. Though I think most of you are probably in a situation where it's like, we got to have patients through the door. So again, talk to your coach. You can reach out to me, Mike at drdemographics.com. You can call me 435-767-1032. You can talk to my agency. We can help you get patients through the door almost immediately. So we can get that phone ringing. So you need to understand how to hire outsourced partners, those that understand how marketing works, specifically dental marketing and how it works. Again, I don't want to get on a rant here, but if they don't understand, if your marketing partner is not investing in demographics and psychographics, and if they don't understand that, hammer nail. That's what they are. They're just trying something that seems to work for the guy in Wisconsin. It's going to work for you in Florida. No, we're not interested in wasting your money in that way. So again, hire outsourced partners in a really, really good way. So the last thing that I want to talk about is you need to continue to invest in your mission and your vision. That will become the driver, because what happens when you have more money than time is that your individual culture in your practice will become super, super valuable. And if you don't have a very solidified mission statement and vision for your practice, you'll find, and if your staff haven't sunk up with that and are fighting for it every single day, and that's what's getting them out of bed in the morning, if that is not happening, you eventually are going to run out of money. Because you can't outmarket a bad culture. You cannot outmarket bad customer service. And so you're going to flip-flop the other way eventually, and you'll run out of money, and you'll be back to having more time than you have money. And so then you have to go back and you have to reinvest and do all those things. And so again, let's make sure that that balance and that shift happens as quickly as possible, but then let's keep you there. Let's keep you on a growth trajectory. Now, again, whether, just like I talked about in the very, very first video, whether you want to be a single practice and you just want to be awesome and do that and have it be as best as it can be, great. I have no problem with that. But if you want to conquer the world and have 10 practices or 100 practices or whatever, that is where your mission statement and your vision become very, very crucial, because it will be the driving force. At this stage of the game, at the end of 12 weeks, hopefully you have a pretty good idea of what your mission statement is for your practice and what the goals are that you want to accomplish. If you're still a little foggy on that, let's make sure you use that last coaching session to really solidify what it is that you are going to accomplish in your practice and who you're going to be as a doctor. Thank you. Thank you for spending time with me. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for putting up with my cough. I have a chronic cough that doesn't ever go away. It's something I've had to deal with my whole life, and so I apologize if I've coughed in your ear. I've tried to mute that in post-production whenever we've done that. But thank you so much for letting me share stuff that is my passion, is the thing that I invest an incredible amount of my time learning so that I can share it with you. This is a serious game. I know, and I promise, if you apply the methods that I've taught over the last 12 weeks, and you are really studious with your homework and you've worked with your coach, you will find greater success than what you're having. You will see tremendous results. And I don't know if those results are monetary for you or life fulfillment for you, what your goals are specifically, but I do know that these are the core marketing principles that most practices fail. They do not spend the time investing in, and I'm proud of you for investing in them. So look, make that next appointment with your coach. Again, thank you for spending time with me. You can get a hold of me at mike@drdemographics.com. You can call me at 435-767-1032. Now go out there and make some money.